doing well. The main occupation of people in India, for those who live in villages, is agriculture. However, these days, people are also engaged in a number of non-agricultural activities, including small manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping, etc. In this session, let us see the story of the village Rampur. Which will take you through the different types of production activities in a village. Let us understand this in the topic Rampur, the village economy from class 10th Social Studies. Learning outcomes. You will be able to understand farming activities in a village. Agricultural patterns followed in the village. Analyze the land distribution in Rampur. Keywords: surplus, an excess of production or supply. Commodities: a raw material or primary agricultural product that can be bought and sold, such as copper or coffee. River basin. A river basin is an area drained by a river and all of its tributaries. Person wheel. A water lifting device used for agriculture. Observe the concept map. Farming in Rampur. Rampur lies in the fertile alluvial plains of the Gangetic Basin in the western part of Uttar Pradesh. Along with Punjab and Haryana, western Uttar Pradesh forms an agriculturally prosperous region. The village is well connected with the neighboring villages and cities. Raiganj, a big village, is 3 kilometers from Rampur. Suitable for all weather. The road connects Raiganj to the nearest small town, Jahangirabad. Various kinds of transport are visible on this road, from bullock carts, tongas and bogies, loaded with jangri and other commodities to motor vehicles like motorcycles, jeeps, tractors and trucks. Farming is the main production activity in Rampur. The majority of the working people are dependent on farming for their livelihood. Land and other natural resources. Land is the most crucial factor necessary for farm production. The land area under cultivation, however, is practically fixed. In 1921, many forests were cleared and wastelands were converted into cultivable land. Since then, there has not been expansion in land under cultivation. Today, there is no land left to cultivate in Rampur. Let us now see what types of crops are grown in Rampur and around the country. Mainly, there are two types of crops grown by the farmers, Rabi and Kharif. Rabi crops are sown in winter from October to December and harvested in summer from April to June. Kharif crops are grown with the onset of monsoon in different parts of the country and are harvested from September to October. At Rampur, during the rainy season, farmers grow jowar and bajra. These are grown as cattle feed also. It is followed by the cultivation of potatoes between October and December. In the winter season, Rabi fields are sown with wheat. That is used for family consumption and to sell the surplus at the market yard at Raiganj. A part of the land is used for sugarcane production, which is harvested once every year. Sugarcane, in raw form or as jaggery, is sold to traders in Jahangirabad, the nearby town. What is multiple cropping? Growing more than one crop on the same piece of land during the year is known as multiple cropping. It is the most common way of increasing production from land. Farmers in Rampur are able to grow 3 different crops in a year due to the well-developed irrigation system. When Rampur obtained electricity, it transformed the system of irrigation. Earlier, the Persian wheels were used by farmers to draw water from the wells and irrigate small areas. Now, people have electric run tube wells. That could be used to irrigate much larger areas of land. In India, the riverine plains and coastal areas are well irrigated, but plateau regions like the Deccan Plateau have low levels of irrigation. Not all villages in India have such high levels of irrigation. Even today, less than 40% of the total cultivated area in the country is irrigated. In the remaining areas, farming is largely dependent on rainfall. The fertility of land is declining due to overuse and excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. The situation of water is equally alarming. Like Rampur, irrigation in India is mostly based on tapping underground water. As a result, underground water tables have fallen rapidly across the country. Even in regions with bountiful rains and favorable natural systems of recharge, the water tables have reached dangerously low levels. As a result, farmers have to drill deeper tube wells than before. The use of diesel and electricity for irrigation rises accordingly. Measuring land. The standard unit of measuring land is a hectare. One hectare is 10,000 square meters. Land distribution in Rampur. In the village, not all the people engaged in agriculture have sufficient land for cultivation. The population of Rampur is about 2,660. There are about 450 families belonging to different castes. The upper caste families own the majority of the land in the village. They live in pakka houses made of brick with cement plastering. The lower caste people, or Dalits, comprise 1/3 of the population and live in more modest kacha houses. In Rampur, about 1/3 of the population families are landless. The majority of landless families are Dalits. There are 60 medium and large farmer families who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. A few of the large farmers own 10 hectares or more of land. Approximately 250 families farm small plots of land less than 2 hectares in size. The cultivation of such plots does not provide adequate income to the farmer families. Many of the small farmers have to do additional work as farm laborers because of the low income. So, in this video, you have the story of Rampur village, where we focused on farming activities in a village. Agricultural pattern followed in the village and land distribution in Rampur.